With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. So you may be asking yourself why Wolverine is on the thumbnail for today's live show. Well, that actually has to do with the release, or the announcement, I should say, of Wolverine: The Long Night, which is a podcast series coming from Marvel and going straight to Stitcher. And this should be interesting because I don't know how long this particular series is going to go on for. But obviously, they're trying to make this into an ongoing audio series, saying here you can listen for free for 1 month with code Marvel. But let's take a look as to what this is. So it says, following a string of mysterious deaths in Burns, Alaska, Special Agent Sally Pierce and Tad Marshall arrive to investigate. They soon find that there's more going on than meets the eye. This is the first scripted podcast from Marvel, starring Celia Keenan-Bolger and Atto Essendoya as Agents Pierce and Marshall, with Richard Armitage as Wolverine, also featuring Scott Adsit, Bob Balaban, Zoe Chow, Andrew Keegan-Bolger, and Brian Stokes Mitchell. Now, that's not much, but that seems interesting. Okay, so it's special agents are sent into Alaska to investigate a string of mysterious deaths, and somehow this ties around Wolverine. Well, taking a look here at the cast, you can see a couple faces you might recognize here. Scott Adsit comes from 30 Rock. Bob Balaban's been a bad guy in many things. I'm trying to recognize some other these people, but I don't really. But here's the cast. We can see who they are if you ever want to go and look up. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because, for one, I like audio dramas. I've worked on a few of them. I actually voiced Jack Frost in a Christmas episode of the Byron Chronicles, which is a series that my friend Eric puts on. I've helped out on a few other ones, and ultimately I like radio drama. I like a lot of radio stuff. If you notice, my type of content is very kind of talk radio-esque. That's kind of how this podcast works. But so I love this kind of stuff, and ultimately my goal one day is to create content like this myself. In fact, I'm working on launching a project later on this year that I think is going to be a lot of fun for people who like movies and who want to see some kind of scripts come to life. So in the meantime, though, I wanted to check out this trailer from the show so we can actually see just what the hell it's all about. But here, let's take a listen to this.
Look, I know how it sounds, but I swear it's true, and I'd swear it on the good book. I saw him out there. So I was worming my way up a ridge, and glass in the meadow below, the wolves are fading in and out of sight. And that's when I saw him. A man. He's crouched low and he's running with the wolves. So I shouldered my rifle and I drew a bead on him, you know, just to focus, not to kill, just to watch. Suddenly I'm upwind. Just like that, the man's bloody face rises up and he stared right at me.
Have you ever met a man named Logan?
He had claws. Claws.
Heard you've been asking around about me.
I heard about what happened to the Riley girl.
Tell me more.
They found her on a hiking trail. She was in ribbons.
Did you know that they never found her head?
So, what has your investigation turned up so far?
Lots of questions.
2 women are dead. If you have information about these murders,
Or Logan?
you should tell us.
Listen up. There's a killer in the woods. It's gonna hurt more of us. I won't stand by.
My memory is a mess. More and more stuff's coming back. Sometimes I wake up naked in the woods with a taste of blood in my mouth. And I think, what have you done?
Look, I'm telling you, Ned.
Logan,
This guy is a psycho.
what have you done?
People are getting cut to pieces. He's to blame.
Mom, what's happening? What is that?
Go to your room and get under the bed and do not come out until I tell you. Go!
There is evil at work here, and we are its enemy.
So you think Logan's a good person?
I do.
Came here because I was running.
Logan,
Running from myself.
Logan, please.
But I'm not gonna run again.
I promise.
Maybe he's good then.
No. I'm one of the good guys.
Or maybe not.
Killing is a sin, isn't it? So I'm a sinner. All right.
Marvel and Stitcher present Wolverine, The Long Night, starring Richard Armitage as Logan. Debuting March 12th, exclusively on Stitcher Premium.
Okay. So, as far as trailers go, I know that when it comes to an audio trailer, it's a bit of a hard thing to establish it, right? Like you would want there to be like a narrator to kind of narrate what you're not seeing, and then use the mind's eye to tell you the rest. What we got here was just a selection of scenes meant to kind of establish the tone, which does come across as a little bit dark, as a little bit dreary, as some kind of, gritty-esque mystery set in Alaska, with Wolverine being the prime suspect, obviously, of these murders, when, of course, we're going to learn that, he's probably going to be trying to find the people who committed it themselves. So maybe it might come across as a bit like a True Detective meets Wolverine situation. Not horrible, but the trailer clearly is not indicative of what I'm hoping is the quality. If you want my honest opinion, I did not think the trailer was very good. Because there's so many voices that are happening, so many things that are happening, that it's very much going to make it hard, I think, to tell you what it's going to be about. So, like I said, I've worked on audio projects before. I've worked on audio series. Creating a trailer is very difficult, simply because of what it is you have to convey. So I will give this a listen when it comes out, March 12th. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I do love audio dramas that are done right. I definitely like, if you're looking for something to kind of tide you over till then, there's a series on the Nerdist called We're Alive that was written and directed by a man named Casey Wayland. I've personally known Casey since about 2010 when he was working on the first season of the show. And he's a really good guy, and it's a really fantastic, well thought out audio series. It's insanely good. So I'd recommend something like that if you want to jump into that world. But this is not something that I'm against. I'm intrigued by it. The story sounds interesting. We'll have to wait and see what's going on. My biggest, I think, problem with it was even coming in through my headphones. I felt like there was no like bass. Right. The audio effects felt kind of tinny. It felt like I'm listening to an old school radio program, which given today's, given the average person's ability to do audio post-production and audio sweetening in hell, even like Audacity or, Adobe Audition, it shouldn't be like that. But also if you like gaming type stuff and something like this, there's a Halo one called The Hunt, I think. I think it's The Hunt. It's got Keegan-Michael Key as the main character, and it's really good. That's a solid 4-hour audio series. You can find the whole thing on YouTube. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's good. We'll definitely have to give it a watch or give it a listen in March 12th, and I'll definitely review it to let you guys know if it's any good to go and get the service for it. But based on the trailer, I don't know. I don't quite know. I figure I'll try the first one. If it's not good, then screw it.